We gather today amid a growing feeling in the world of a crisis of leadership. Some people look at what is happening and can feel that there's nothing to be done. That our institutions and politics and processes are broken. Allow me to politely disagree. There's always something to be done. It's a well-established truth that every deep crisis contains a major opportunity.
I just went back to the first edition of The World is Flat, which I started writing in 2004. Came out in 2005. I looked in the index under F. Facebook wasn't in it. So when I wrote when I said the world is flat, we're all connected. Facebook didn't exist, Twitter was a sound, the cloud was in the sky, 4G was a parking place, LinkedIn was a prison, applications were what you sent to college, and for most people, Skype was a typo. Okay?
50% of Africa, almost 40% of India in the next decade or 2 decades will be moving towards urban areas.
I think the number's like 77% of the world's consumption is now in developing markets.
It's become very apparent in the last 12, 18 months. Demand is now coming from countries that were traditionally producers.
All great companies have a kind of rowboat mentality. They're rowing hard, but they're looking at the past.
We're very good at heart attacks. We're very bad with cancer. And that is partly the nature of organizations. Large organizations can be mobilized when you face a crisis. They are much more difficult to mobilize when you're dealing with a slow trend that is still eating away at you.
I think big companies, by their nature, slow down, get stifled. Hell, I was in a meeting the other day, and we're going through Twitter and Facebook, and can we use it? We have all these laws and restrictions and what we can do. And I said to him, you know what, if they invented the phone today, we wouldn't be using it for 20 years. because you guys would be saying, my God, information is going outside the company and people can say whatever they want and you can't control it.
The old model of the heroic Superman or Superwoman is increasingly archaic.
Great ideas can come from anyone, anywhere in the world, as long as you're smart enough to ask for them.
New information technology reduces the cost of communication enough that a lot more people can have enough information to make sensible decisions for themselves instead of just waiting for someone above them in a hierarchy who supposedly knows more than they do to tell them what to do.
If you bring people together, you set them on a very specific challenge, they can unlock bottlenecks and open up channels of innovation that we wouldn't imagine what might come out of it.
This is probably the only time in history where it is the 22, 23-year-olds who know more about the biggest revolution that's changing the world, the social and digital revolution, and more about how to harness and use the power of social media.
There is a whole lot of flow of young people, but there is a lack of talent in the older, experienced set of people. And so we all have to get used to the fact that younger and younger leaders will emerge and younger leaders will lead the corporation.
1, you all have heretics. 2, they are not your problem. They are not your enemy. 3, they are trying to help you. 4, they are probably the start of your solution.
Connectivity is a given. And we all have an interest in working together. Because for all the wonders that technology can do, here's what it can't do. It cannot make our choices for us.